In the month of October, our Instagram account blew up. It went from 30,000 to 40,000 to 60,000 to 80,000 to 100,000 and finally to 130,000. It was all because of this viral video with over 90 million views. Now, I could end the video here, but was it really just a viral video that blew the account up? Did we just get lucky, or did we do something to trigger the Instagram algorithm? In this video, we'll share some of the strategies we implemented leading up to this point of explosive growth. Be sure to watch until the end, as I will share some of our personal secret strategies that we have implemented that have been extremely effective. So let's get started. Number 1. Posting consistently. Prior to this explosion, we were already getting some major traction. Our growth pattern came in waves where we would have about 30 new followers each day, which would swell to over 200 new followers per day within a 3-week period. This was driven by Reels getting anywhere between 10,000 to 2.5 million views. We noticed that any time our Reels equaled the amount of our follower count, for example, 30,000 views for 30,000 followers, that would be a successful reel, propelling growth. We would post 2 reels a day with a possible third if the opportunity came. As a result, we had multiple reels compounding on each other with over 100,000 views at the same time. Essentially, you can rack up some major points with singles. Not every hit needs to be a grand slam. Number 2. Posting unique content. Because we started our YouTube channel, we began experimenting with longer form video. In the evenings, we began scripting content, which then led to some of these 3 to 6 minute videos here on YouTube. At first, we tested posting the full video from YouTube directly onto Instagram. I was surprised how well they did. For example, this frisbee tutorial, which has 400 views currently here on YouTube, has over 200,000 views on Instagram. However, after reviewing the analytics for that video on Instagram, we noticed that the retention was really poor. So we decided to splice it up into multiple reels and calling them series. This allowed me to build a library of unique content which can be paired with trending reels on Instagram. I began alternating these videos on Instagram, adding a call to action to follow if they wanted to keep up with the series. The All About Corgi series, which are just these 3 YouTube videos broken up into multiple reels, were a huge success. Most of the segments performed well. None went viral, but many of them crossed over 100,000 views. Because these videos were informational and relatable, it provided value to the viewers to win the follow. But more importantly, some of these videos triggered a lot of discussion, which leads me to my next point. Number 3. Go wide and go deep. What I mean by going wide is casting the net to the wider audience through trending reels. This is what the algorithm is pushing and what people are scrolling through to be entertained. However, it's just as important to go deep. Some of the All About Corgi series has certain topics that drew out quite a bit of discussion. This video here had over 400 comments, and the majority of them were long paragraphs. It was folks sharing about their own experience with their own corgis. Once there's enough dialogue in the comments, you can tell that others were actually scrolling through the comments just to read them. It wasn't even about your video anymore, but the community had added interesting content for the other folks to chime in to the discussion to agree or disagree. To Instagram, your post is simply retaining the audience for longer than a typical reel, which I'm sure triggers the algorithm to recommend your account to others. Number 4. Post with purpose. As I alluded to before, trending reels act as the wide net to try to capture a new audience. Your original reels should showcase your own personality, experience, or expertise to be able to distinguish you from your competitors. Always be purposeful with each post, asking the question, does the content provide value in the form of entertainment, education, or emotion? If you can hit at least one, then your content is good. If you can have all 3 elements, then your content is gold. Secondly, post with purpose in terms of the medium. For example, a reel is for the masses. A story is for your most loyal followers who want to see what you're up to in real time. Reward them with inside info. A carousel post can be great for education. Don't expect every post to go viral, but work towards your goal in each medium. have the right expectations. Number 5, know your audience. We've been on Instagram for 4 years, and we've really engaged with the Corgi community. We know that we've been in the niche for a while and are part of the community. Most recently, we've niched down even more specifically to dog training. Overall, the engagement is light, but we know that we're growing in certain relationships. This was a strategic focus as we were attempting to take the Corgi niche and cross it with dog training to encourage our current community to be more engaged in dog training. As a result, some have found it really beneficial, albeit not a huge amount of people. If you understand your audience, you can strategically take one niche and work on engaging another. Another example is pairing the Corgi niche with travel. That will be a goal of ours in the future as we have always loved to travel. I can probably create a diagram and a full video just on this topic. So, if you want to go deep on this, please comment below. At this point in the video, if you're finding value and learning from our experience, please give us a like. This will help push this video out to others for them to learn from our experience as well. Since you've watched up to this point, for your reward, here are some of our secret strategies that we use. Number 6, hook or twist. By the time you see a reel that is trending, it may already be at a point where it is oversaturated. We all have mindlessly scrolled through our feed hearing the same tune over and over again. It frankly drives me nuts. If you go along with that same played out trend, it will gain some traction, but it will not generate massive growth since everyone is already doing it. The key is to adapt that trend with either a hook or a twist so that it stands out from the other reels with the same audio. Don't just do the same reel. What I mean by hook is replacing the first part of the video with your own take. A twist is taking the same introduction from a trending reel and adapting your own surprise ending. Number 7, find inspiration from an adjacent niche. Within your own niche, a trending reel may already be played out. Therefore, go to an adjacent niche to find inspiration. For example, we're in the Corgi niche, but we like to view cat accounts for ideas. Many of the topics translate well and can be adapted to introduce to the Corgi niche. This strategy can be a gamble because it could be a complete flop. However, if you can be one of the first to bring a trend over to your own niche, it gives an opportunity for you to perhaps reach a larger audience. For example, this reel crossed over to the wedding niche and got over 700,000 views. Number 8, look for old viral videos that can be repurposed and reintroduced. If they did well in the past, it will likely do well again. Therefore, find older reels that have performed and adapt it to your own content. It has already demonstrated past success, and if you execute in a similar way, it may bring you the same amount of traction. You can even use this strategy with your own reels. Let's say you had one that performed really well in the past. After some time, go ahead and repost it. If you have grown from the time in between the postings, most likely your audience would not have seen this original reel. Oftentimes, posting again will actually get you more views than the original post. Number 9, make statements that your audience can agree with. The All About Corgi series that I talked about earlier in this video really demonstrated that the audience really cares about something that they can relate to. In the past, we really focused on dog tricks. Unfortunately, not many of our audience could relate. However, in the All About Corgi series, it simply talked about how corgis barked a lot, or corgis are independent, or corgis are athletic, and all of a sudden, the audience fully related to it. There were so many comments acknowledging that their corgis had the same traits and personalities as ours. The affirmation within the comments and discussions allows us to gain credibility from the audience. Perhaps this is one main reason why people chose to follow our account. Number 10, be persistent. You just gotta keep showing up. I mentioned early in this video that our follower growth came in waves. That's because growth on Instagram is not linear. You will have certain videos that will perform, propelling growth, and then you'll have periods of time where it is slow. However, if you don't post, you'll never get a shot at growing. Part of the process is keeping up with the latest strategies, trends, and features to stay relevant. Social media is constantly evolving, and competition continues to grow as more people get on the platforms. Therefore, it's important that you elevate your game, keep on learning, keep on experimenting. If you keep at it, you might just have a video that gets nearly 100 million views. Once again, if you learned from this content, please give us a like. Tell us the one point that you've learned from the video that you will implement in your strategy. We would love to hear from you. We really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you like our content, be sure to check out the next video here. Thanks for watching.